G'day, it's Mark Grogan here from O'Neill Real Estate. This is number 32 Arbuthnot Street in Kelmscott. We are back in the hills, and how do I know we're in the hills? Well, I mean, I know already, but how would you know? Because we've got views like that. Yep, this is an absolutely brilliant place to be. We are going to go and have a look at this room by room. We've got 1,467 square metres of land and a very nicely presented home. We'll go and see all of those square metres of land, and we'll also go and see all of the home as well. So stick around for that. Firstly, let's have a look at what we've got going on here. We've got two driveways. We can come in this way and swing around to here where we have the double garage, or you can come in from the other side and take advantage of the big double carport. There is heaps of parking. It is exceptionally well set up and a very practical home to arrive at, which is important because now that we've arrived, we've got a lot to go and see. It is a beautiful part of the world. If you haven't been up here before, just come up and have a look. I mean, I could show you so much on the video, but gee, come and check it out. It is a beautiful place to be. We are going to go and walk through the house, but I'll give you a very quick kind of crash course before we go into all the detail. Firstly, you've got this beautiful living space on your right. Really nice picture window there, and it's just a beautiful place to be. As you can see, it is really where most of life goes on in this home. And then we've got the kitchen around here and all of that opening out to that fantastic backyard. And I mean, look, we're going to go and do all the rooms before we go and check this out in complete detail. But for now, there's your pool. Yep, absolutely a brilliant backyard. You've got 1,467 square metres of land. So there's lots and lots you can do with it. And lots has been done with it. It's flat, usable land as well, so it is an absolutely brilliant spot. Then down here, we have the bedrooms. That is bedroom number 2, the main bathroom, bedroom number 1, maybe the other one's number 1, this is number 2, I don't know, check it out for yourself, see what you like, and this is number 3 for sure. So that is kind of the crash course of the layout of it all. Great bathroom too, by the way. Let's go back to the entrance and then work our way through. You can also, of course, match it up with the floor plan that we have available at markgrogan.com.au, where you can see how big all the spaces are, because, you know, I'm a real estate agent, so I say everything's a big space, because that's just naturally how real estate agents talk. But this is a really good size home. And this is the living space. So you can close this off from the rest of the house with the 2 glass pane double doors there. I don't know if they're French doors. Actually, I mean, is that what? Yeah, that's a French door. Yeah, we'll call those French doors. And then over here, we have that picture window that I mentioned before and a gorgeous outlook there across to the other side of the hill. You can't quite capture it in the video, but that is a very pretty place to sit and look out. It is a very pretty place to live in general when you're in the Kelmscott Hills. So lots of options as to how you could set this space up. It is a big area. And you've got all kinds of choices when you've got this sort of space. So I'll just point things out in the way that you would maybe observe them at a home open. Firstly, you have an air conditioner on that wall. The property is connected to NBN, fibre to the premises. And there's the old heater there. That one no longer works, but it was originally an open fireplace. So, you know, maybe you could get that up and running again as well. The kitchen. Great space to work with there. Plenty of storage over here. And so there's your pantry. More overhead storage here. Plenty of room to work with around here. You've got the gas cooktop. On mains gas in this location as well. Always a big question in the hills because some areas they are, some areas they are not. And the dishwasher over there too. Great spot to work too. You're standing here, you're looking out over your backyard. It's a very pretty place to work. Those are eggs laid by the hens that live here. We'll go and see those hens in a little while, but for now we're gonna go and see the rest of the house. But yeah, we've got pools, we've got chooks, we've got lawn, we've got trees. We've got a very good, fun backyard. It is a cool place to be. And let's go and see those bedrooms so that we can get on with having a look at what's going on outside. So the entrance itself, obviously we came in through there before and then we turned that way. The entrance is a nice wide entrance. Really good natural light through this house. It does flow beautifully through here. Over here we have the laundry. It's a big space. Room for the washer and dryer over on this side, and a heap of extra storage over here. And there we have the toilet. And in addition to there being a toilet, there is also the wash basin. So a practical design with your laundry, although that obviously opens up to the backyard. It's not open right now, but we'll see the backyard when we go out into the backyard. For now, let's see these bedrooms. So this one here, we'll call this number one. This is a very good sized room. Plenty of space to work with here. All that storage along that side as well. And one thing to point out as well is the sash windows. It does have some real character features like that, which are very attractive. And we're going past the bathroom. Let's have a look at the bathroom now. I like this spot. This is very good. In the bath with a nice outlook across your backyard, depending on your demands for privacy, which I guess depends on how many people you live with. Or if you've got visitors at the time, because that would be weird. You've got visitors over and you're in the bath. That's very strange. And secondly, you know, you're kind of putting on a bit of a show if they're out the backyard. I don't know of any circumstances where that would happen, but hey, I don't know your life. I'm only judging it based on mine. I wouldn't have a bath if I had friends over. So yeah, I mean, I'm just assuming you won't. So you've always got that nice bit of privacy if you don't have friends in the backyard while you're in the bath. Even if you do though, there is of course a blind. So you do have some privacy in your bathroom, no worries about that. It's just you don't get to have that beautiful outlook across that gorgeous backyard that we will go and see just a moment away. The bathroom is very well set up, obviously with a bath. It has plenty of space with the vanity there. And the shower within this space as well. Plenty of room to work with if you ever do make changes to that. Not that you need to because it's in good order, but you do have a little bit of room here. So you could work with, you know, an extra loo in here if you wanted to. You do have some options. This is that bedroom number two. I guess it's number two. I think I called it number one. Just, you know, we're going to call it number two. That's definitely number one. This is definitely number two. Here we have room for a double bed. Actually, room for a queen size bed. That's a double right now. You could certainly have a queen size bed in here. That would fit comfortably in a space like this. You've got the built-in wardrobe there. And bedroom number three, the undisputed bedroom number three. So storage in here. Plenty of space to work with in the way that that has all been set up as well. That's currently just a single bed that's in here, but there is room with, you know, when we're looking at all of this kind of space over here, there is plenty of room for a larger bed in this room. All right, let's go back this way. There's your linen cupboard, by the way. Linen cupboard there, and also, of course, all of this storage over here. So, you know, maybe some more linen storage there, broom closet, whatever you need it to be, and room for more stuff. Because one of the things about life I've noticed is that there is a fairly substantial accumulation of stuff. And having somewhere to put the stuff makes it so much more tolerable to have all of the stuff. All right, this backyard. Another thing I will point out though is that there are screen doors there, so French doors that are opening out to your backyard, and then you've got the screen doors on there as well. So from a practical point of view, bit of a breeze coming through, no flies coming in, that is very well done. You've got all of this entertaining area under here. It's a lovely feature within this home, but then there's areas all around it as well. It doesn't just have to be entertaining under the patio. You could be entertaining out on the lawn. You could be entertaining around the garden. It is very cool. And you've got this veranda across the back as well, which really adds to the appeal of the space. So entertaining area, we've got garden going that way up to the chook pen, and another gazebo as well, I might add. But let's go this way because we've got to check out this pool. This pool is only about 18 months old. So really modern in its setup, easy to look after. It does also have a heater. So we've got a heated pool, all the modern stuff, setting that up. And here is the pool. I pointed out all the mechanics before I pointed out the pool. That's like the opposite of what I should be doing as a real estate agent. But if you've ever owned a pool before and you've been like, oh, I don't want a pool because it's hard work, that way that's set up, that's the easiest way you can have a pool. So that's an important detail, I reckon. And here we go. Look at this. This is absolutely amazing. An perfectly positioned pool. It's a big area. All of this poured limestone around it as well, just looking so good. So it's a swimmable pool, but it's also a funnable pool if you've got kids too, because you've got the light on, you've got the steps in the corners, you've got the jets over on that side. So, you know, on the step, it's bubble time, folks. Steps up in this corner, steps up in this corner. It is very good fun, a cool place to be, no pun intended, because it's a heated pool. So therefore, you know, just by saying it's a cool place to be, I wasn't making a pool reference there. I could also say it's a hot place to be, or a warm place to be. All year round, that is a whole lot more fun. And you go, well, wouldn't that cost a lot of money to heat a pool? Yeah, well, look, you don't get it for free, unless you've got about 6 kilowatts of solar on the roof, in which case then that starts to make a very substantial difference because the property does have solar panels that were installed about 18 months ago as well. So that is a really handy thing to have, and your running costs for these sorts of setups now are just so much lower because A, they're far more efficient setups than they used to be, and B, you've got solar doing a whole lot of the heavy lifting and generating power. So there is all of that. So that's the mechanics of all of the beautiful pool area covered. Now we've got to go and have a look at the mechanics of the rest of the backyard, because it is a good fun place to be. Room for the playground. By negotiation is the answer to the question of, is that staying? Happy to have that conversation. It is a good one. It's the Funky Monkey Bars setup, and that's really cool. You've got the flying fox, the swings, the climbing ropes, the whole thing. It's fantastic. And all along here, this is the view that we were looking at from the bathroom. So right now, I mean, I'm not zooming in to be a perv or anything. I know no one's in there because I'm the only person here right now, but that's the bathroom there. Right. The gazebo that I mentioned earlier is here, so nicely tucked away. There's just different places you can sit here. I like it. You can move to find the sun, you can move away from the sun. You can come and sit up here because you want to enjoy the fire pit, or because you want to chat to a chicken. You've got that option as well. This is what's going on in the Chookie land. Hello. So, great chook pen. All very nicely set up for the hens. And that is positioned adjacent to the garden shed, which is tucked away in the back of the yard. You wouldn't have to look at it. You only have to look at the nice stuff here. Not that it's an unnice garden shed, but you know, it doesn't make for much of a view. So we've got the garden shed there, the gazebo, the chook pen, all of that, and the fire pit. So nice. And established garden beds, established plants, everything that's here, you can kind of just move in and kick off what will probably be your summer by the pool. It is so well thought through. Everything about it has been very nicely done. It's a double brick and tile home. So tile roof, brick walls. We've got space for the trampoline up here. I just like how I think it's great how everything's kind of got like a cool little nook. That's a big trampoline, but it doesn't have to be, you know, sometimes with the trampoline, like it's all you can see in the backyard because they are so big now because of the safety nets and because, well, you know, our generation didn't need that, but we seem to care more about our kids and their safety, not having a specific go at anyone there, Dad. But you know, the safety element of it so that your kids don't land, you know, with the spring potentially causing lifelong groinal trauma. As the other kids bounce and you land on the spring and potentially could have lost a whole lot of stuff that was really important to you. You know, that's all been avoided now. So therefore they are a bigger thing in the backyard, the trampoline. And that is not something that you have to have down here on the grass, you know, taking up all your space. What I'm saying is there's brilliant nooks for keeping things kind of not in your direct line of sight, but still as a big part of your yard. Does that make more sense when I put it that way? Good fencing all around here. Colorbond fencing. There's a nice privacy around the pool area. And beautiful established trees. How good are trees too, by the way? I mean, I'm no hippie, but having a couple of nice trees in the backyard really does just make you feel at one with your own property. Not with the whole wide world, like, you know, one tree can't do that. But it does make you feel very comfortable to be in this backyard. Nice dappled shade through here. Just, you know, it's got fun and summer and all of that written all over it with that kind of stuff in the backyard. It is a gorgeous part of the world to be. Now, there are a whole bunch of practicalities involved with owning a house, and I mentioned before that it's a place to keep your stuff. They've already started to pack. So a lot of this is packed up and getting ready to move, but that is your double garage. So look past the stuff, imagine it with no stuff, and imagine it just with your two cars, or in fact, you know, probably all your stuff. You've got parking for your cars out the front, you've got parking for cars in here. It's a very, very good setup. If you want to see the dimensions, check out the floor plan at markgrogan.com.au, and that will explain it and show it in a whole bunch more detail than me waffling all that way all on about it. Wherever you look, it is a nice outlook from here, and I will kind of just do that bit of a look that way because obviously you don't have quite the same context when you're looking just on a video, but around your whole home, there is that outlook to the hills. There's hills kind of up there through there. There's kind of hills over that way. There's hills out the front. It's a beautiful position. You're walking distance to quite a lot of stuff too, I got to say. You've got a school on your street. So you can go slightly over the hill and not too far away to Good Shepherd Primary School. And there is also Kelmscott Primary School around the corner. You've got Rushton Park, the home of the Kelmscott Show for more than 100 years. And you've got, what else have you got nearby? I mean, you're not that far from the shops. You can pretty much walk to a decent cafe. It's like it's a nice place to live. It is. If you don't believe me, jump on Google Maps and have a bit of a scroll around. But even better, come and see it in person. You can do that by going to markgrogan.com.au, hitting that email agent button, and we'll set up a time so you can come and see it all for yourself. It is a very special property. It is a very good location. There's a whole lot to love about it. Hopefully that's given you a little glimpse of what's going on as I've dealt with the excitement of what's on offer and also, you know, shared some childhood trauma with you. If you have any further questions, it's Mark Grogan. I don't really have that trauma. It's all good. And then I just saw that. Gee, it got scarier again. Yikes. That's pretty cool. All right, it's Mark Grogan from O'Neill Real Estate. Thank you so much for having a look around. I look forward to seeing you here in person. Have a great day.